Only 7 people on Grant Avenue knew who Bruce Lee was. The gang leader blocking the alley didn't. His 5 crew members didn't. The 30 witnesses watching from doorways and windows didn't recognize the small Chinese man in the black jacket walking alone through Chinatown at 9:47 p.m. That was about to change. In the next 90 seconds, the most feared enforcer in San Francisco's Chinatown would learn the hardest lesson of his life. And everyone watching would see something they'd never speak about publicly, but would never forget. This is what really happened on November 14, 1969. This is the story the witnesses kept quiet. San Francisco, California. Chinatown. Grant Avenue between Clay and Sacramento. November 14, 1969. Friday night, 9:47 p.m. Grant Avenue is alive with neon. Red lanterns hang from every storefront. Steam rises from grates. The smell of roast duck and incense fills the air. Friday night in Chinatown, the restaurants are packed. Tourists walk in clusters. Chinese families hurry home. Street vendors call out in Cantonese. The sidewalks are crowded, narrow, forcing people to walk single file in places. The alley between Clay and Sacramento is different. No lights, no vendors, just a dark passage between 2 buildings used for deliveries and avoided after sunset. Everyone who lives in Chinatown knows which alleys to walk through and which to avoid. This one, everyone avoids. The alley is maybe 15 feet wide, 40 feet long. Brick walls on both sides. Fire escapes overhead. A single dumpster sits halfway down on the left. The ground is wet. Recent rain. Oil puddles reflect the red neon from Grant Avenue. The temperature is 52 degrees, cold enough to see your breath. The air smells like garbage and motor oil. At 9:47 p.m., 6 men stand at the far end of the alley. They've been waiting. They knew someone would come through eventually. Someone always does. The man in front is Raymond the Hammer Cheung, not his birth name. His birth name was Wei Ming Cheung. He changed it. Sounded more American, more intimidating. Raymond is 32 years old, 6 feet 1 inch tall, 235 pounds of prison muscle and street violence. He's been fighting since he was 11. 21 years of San Francisco Chinatown street warfare. He started as a lookout for the Hop Sing Tong in 1958. 11 years old, watching corners, running messages. By 15, he was collecting protection money. By 18, enforcing it. He's done 2 years in San Quentin, 1963 to 1965. Assault with a deadly weapon. Stabbed a rival gang member outside a Portsmouth Square gambling den. The rival survived. Raymond learned patience. When he got out in 1965, he came back smarter, colder, more controlled. He's been the primary enforcer for the Sui Sing Tong for 4 years. Nobody challenges Raymond Cheung. Nobody walks away from Raymond Cheung without paying. Nobody disrespects Raymond Cheung and keeps their teeth. His record speaks for itself. 14 documented assaults, 3 hospitalizations of rival gang members. 1 death, though it was ruled self-defense and charges were dropped. The SFPD has a file on him 3 inches thick. But Chinatown has its own laws, its own justice. The police come when called. The gangs rule when they're not. Raymond has never lost a street fight. Never. Not in 21 years, not once. His physical presence is overwhelming. His hands are enormous, scarred knuckles from decades of bare-knuckle fighting. His face carries the evidence. Broken nose, never set properly. Scar through his left eyebrow from a bottle in 1966. Another scar on his chin from a chain in 1968. He wears his violence like badges. He wants people to see the scars, wants them to know what he's survived, what he's done. Raymond learned to fight in the streets, in prison yards, in the back rooms of gambling dens. No formal training, no belt systems, no point sparring, just survival fighting, dirty fighting, whatever works. Eye gouges, throat strikes, groin kicks, headbutts. He fights to hurt people. to break them, to make them afraid. His crew calls him the Hammer because when Raymond hits you, you stay down. His strikes aren't precise, they're powerful, overwhelming force. He doesn't need technique when he has 235 pounds of muscle and a lifetime of violence behind every punch. His fighting style is simple: grab, smash, destroy. Close distance fast, use his size, use his weight, overwhelm the opponent before they can think. It's worked for 21 years. It's never failed. Raymond's personality is built on reputation. He's not the biggest gang leader in Chinatown. He's not the richest. He's not the smartest. But he's the most feared. And fear is currency. Fear is power. Fear keeps people paying. Fear keeps rivals away. Fear keeps his position secure. His ego is massive but earned. He believes, truly believes, that he is untouchable in Chinatown. He's fought Samoan bouncers, Filipino knife fighters, Japanese Yakuza associates, white bikers. He's beaten them all. Size doesn't matter. Training doesn't matter. In a real street fight, violence wins. Aggression wins. And Raymond Cheung is the most violent man in San Francisco Chinatown. But Raymond has one critical flaw, one blind spot that his 21 years of winning has created. He believes that all fighting is the same. Street fighting is the only real fighting. Everything else, karate, kung fu, boxing, wrestling, it's all performance. It's all sport. It doesn't work when knives come out. Doesn't work when bottles break. Doesn't work when someone wants to actually hurt you. He's seen kung fu demonstrations, dragon dances, forms, katas, flowery movements that look impressive but mean nothing in an alley. He's fought kung fu students before. Rich kids taking classes in studios, learning forms, pretending to be warriors. They fold when violence gets real. Every single one. Tonight, Raymond and his crew are collecting. A restaurant owner on Grant Avenue refused to pay protection this week. Said he was tired of paying. Said the gangs were parasites. Said he'd rather go to the police. Big mistake. The restaurant owner's name is Thomas Wu. He's been in San Francisco 30 years. Owns Golden Dragon Restaurant, 2 stories, seats 80. He's 61 years old. He's been paying protection for 15 years, $200 a month. But last week, his daughter got into UC Berkeley, full scholarship, pre-med, first in the family to go to university. He's proud, he's emboldened, he wants a different life for her, a life where gangs don't control everything, so he stopped paying. Raymond heard about it within hours. Word travels fast in Chinatown. When one business owner stops paying, others get ideas. Can't let that happen. Can't let defiance spread. Thomas Wu needs to be made an example, not killed. Raymond's not stupid. Can't kill a restaurant owner on Grant Avenue. Too much attention. Police would have to respond. But hurt? Absolutely. Hospitalized? Definitely. Send a message that reaches every other business owner in 6 blocks. Raymond and his crew positioned themselves in the alley at 9:30 p.m. They know Thomas Wu closes Golden Dragon at 10 p.m. He always walks home the same way. Down Grant, left on Clay, through the alley between Clay and Sacramento, then 2 blocks to his apartment on Stockton. Every night. Same route. Predictable. He'll be carrying the day's cash. Not much, maybe $300, but that's not the point. The point is the message. Raymond has 5 crew members with him tonight, all Sui Singh associates, all between 19 and 26, all hungry to prove themselves, all willing to do whatever Raymond says. They're armed. 2 have knives. 1 has brass knuckles. Raymond doesn't need weapons. He is the weapon. At 9:47 p.m., they see someone enter the alley from Grant Avenue, a figure silhouetted against the red neon, small, walking alone, perfect. But it's not Thomas Wu. It's a different man, younger, much younger, maybe late 20s. He's wearing black pants, black jacket, white shirt underneath. His hair is short, neat. He's small, maybe 5'7", maybe 140 pounds. He's walking with purpose, hands in pockets, looking straight ahead. He doesn't look like he's from around here, doesn't look like a local. Tourists don't walk through dark alleys. Locals know better. This guy, he's different. Raymond steps forward, blocking the exit. His crew fans out behind him. The small man stops walking. He's 10 feet away now, close enough to see clearly in the dim light from Grant Avenue behind him. Raymond speaks. His voice is loud, aggressive, designed to intimidate. "Alley's closed. Turn around." The small man doesn't turn around. He doesn't move at all, just stands there, hands still in pockets, looking at Raymond with complete calm. No fear, no surprise, nothing. Raymond's irritation spikes. People are supposed to be afraid. That's how this works. Fear is the tool. This guy shows nothing. "You deaf? I said turn around." Still nothing. The small man's face is expressionless. He's not posturing, not trying to look tough. He just looks unbothered, like he's waiting for Raymond to finish talking, like he has somewhere else to be and this is a minor inconvenience. Raymond feels something he hasn't felt in years: disrespect. One of Raymond's crew, a 22-year-old named Danny, speaks up. "Boss, maybe he doesn't speak English. Want me to tell him in Cantonese?" Raymond shakes his head. He understands. Raymond takes 2 steps closer. Now he's 6 feet away. He can see the man's face clearly. Chinese, young, not scared. Raymond's voice drops lower, more threatening. "Last chance. Turn around, walk away, forget you saw us, or we have a problem." The small man finally speaks. His voice is quiet, calm, American accent. "I need to get through this alley. I have somewhere to be." Simple, direct, no challenge, no aggression, just a statement. Raymond's crew laughs. Someone this small, this calm, this foolish, is actually trying to walk through? Danny steps forward. "You don't know who you're talking to? This is Raymond Cheung, the Hammer. You want to keep your face? You walk away now." The small man looks at Danny briefly, then back to Raymond. "I don't want trouble. I just need to get through." Raymond's anger builds. This isn't fear. This isn't submission. This is something worse. This is dismissal. This small man is treating Raymond like an obstacle, like a parking meter, like something to be dealt with and moved past. "You think you're tough?" Raymond asks, stepping even closer. "You think you can just walk through my alley?" "I don't think I'm tough," the small man says calmly. "I just need to get through." Raymond makes his decision. This disrespect cannot stand. This needs to be public. This needs to be violent. This needs to send a message. He turns slightly, addresses his crew and the witnesses watching from windows. "You see this? This is what happens when you don't show respect in Chinatown." He looks back at the small man. "What's your name?" The small man pauses, then answers. "Bruce Lee." Raymond has never heard the name. Means nothing to him. Sounds like every other Chinese name in Chinatown. "Well, Bruce Lee, you made a mistake coming down this alley tonight." In the windows above, in the doorways along Grant Avenue, 30 people are watching. Most don't know who Bruce Lee is, but 7 people know. 7 people recognize the name, recognize the face. One of them is Mrs. Chen, a 58-year-old woman who lives above a grocery store. She's seen Bruce teach at his school on Broadway. She knows who he is. She feels her stomach drop. She wants to call out a warning to Raymond, but knows better than to get involved. Another is David Wu, a 19-year-old martial arts student. He's seen Bruce demonstrate at tournaments. He's heard the stories. He whispers to his friend, "That's Bruce Lee, the kung fu guy." Raymond doesn't know what he's doing. His friend doesn't believe him. 7 people know. 23 don't. Raymond doesn't. His crew doesn't. And in that gap between knowledge, something inevitable is about to unfold. Raymond pulls his hands from his jacket pockets, cracks his knuckles. The sound echoes in the alley. His crew spreads wider, blocking any escape route. Bruce Lee still has his hands in his pockets, still calm, still unbothered, still waiting. Raymond starts the approach. His plan is simple. Rush forward, grab Bruce by the jacket, slam him against the brick wall, deliver 3 or 4 body shots, maybe break a rib, definitely break his confidence, then let him crawl away. The whole thing should take 15 seconds. Raymond has done this hundreds of times. This will be no different. He's 6'1", 235 pounds. Bruce is what, 5'7", 140 pounds? This is math. This is physics. Size wins. Mass wins. Raymond lunges forward, fast for his size, hands reaching for Bruce's jacket. But Bruce isn't there. He's moved, stepped off line, to the left, maybe 8 inches, just enough. Raymond's hands close on air. His momentum carries him forward 2 more steps. He stops, turns. Bruce has moved to the center of the alley now, hands out of his pockets. He's in a stance. Not a deep karate stance, not a wide kung fu stance. Natural, feet shoulder width, weight centered, hands up but relaxed, not fists, open hands. Raymond feels the first flicker of something unfamiliar, uncertainty. He tries again, this time with a punch, right cross, all his weight behind it, aimed at Bruce's face. Bruce slips it. Minimal movement, head to the right, maybe 4 inches. The punch passes where his face was. Raymond throws a left hook. Body shot. Hard. Bruce isn't there. He's stepped back. 1 step. The punch hits nothing. Raymond's breathing harder now, not from exertion, from frustration. How is this small man making him miss? He's fought smaller guys before. You corner them. You overwhelm them. You use your reach. He throws a combination. Right jab, left hook, right cross. Textbook street fighting. Bruce moves through them. Under the jab, outside the hook, away from the cross, like he knows they're coming, like he's reading Raymond's body before the punches launch. Raymond's crew is watching. They're silent now. This isn't going the way it should. Boss is swinging, missing, swinging again, missing again. Danny steps forward. Boss, you want help? Raymond snaps at him. Stay back. His pride is screaming now. He needs to land, needs to connect, needs to prove this is just luck, just timing, just coincidence. He changes tactics, goes for a grab, reaches for Bruce's shoulder. Bruce's hand rises, meets Raymond's wrist, not grabbing, redirecting, just slight pressure, just the right angle. Raymond's grab is pushed offline. His balance shifts. For a moment, just a fraction of a second, he's vulnerable. Bruce moves, fast, faster than Raymond has ever seen anyone move. A straight punch, Wing Chun style, Sun character punch, vertical fist, centerline attack, aimed at Raymond's solar plexus. But Bruce pulls it, stops it 2 inches from impact. The message is clear. Could have landed, should have landed, didn't, because Bruce chose not to. Raymond steps back, breathing heavy now, confused. This small man, this nobody, is making him look slow, making him look amateurish, making him look beatable. The witnesses see it, the crew sees it, everyone sees it. Raymond's reputation is cracking in real time. He roars, literally roars, charges forward, no technique now, just rage, just violence, just overwhelming force. The way he's won every fight for 21 years. Bull rush, grab, smash. Bruce doesn't evade this time. He steps into Raymond's charge, inside his reach, where Raymond's size means nothing, where his power has no room to generate. Bruce's right hand shoots to Raymond's throat, doesn't strike, positions, 1 inch from the windpipe, extended, perfectly placed. Enough pressure to feel, not enough to damage. Raymond freezes, completely. His body understands what his mind doesn't want to accept. One more inch and his throat collapses. One more inch and he can't breathe. One more inch and this fight is over. Bruce holds the position. 3 seconds. Long enough for Raymond to feel it. Long enough for the crew to see it. Long enough for every witness to understand what just happened. Then Bruce steps back, lowers his hand, gives Raymond space. His voice is still calm. I don't want to hurt you. I just need to get through. The silence in the alley is absolute. Nobody moves. Raymond stands there, hand going to his throat, feeling where Bruce's fingers were positioned, feeling how close it was, feeling how completely he was controlled. His 21 years of street fighting just became irrelevant. His size, his weight, his scars, his reputation, none of it mattered. This small man in a black jacket made him look like a child, made him look helpless, made him look finished. Raymond's breathing is ragged, not from the physical effort, from the psychological impact. He's never been dominated like this, never been controlled like this, never felt this helpless. Danny and the crew are frozen. They don't know what to do. Jump in? Help? But how do you help when your boss just got dismantled in 45 seconds? Raymond looks at Bruce, really looks at him, sees something he didn't see before. This isn't a lucky nobody. This isn't a random guy. This is something else. Someone else. Who are you? Raymond asks. His voice is different now, quieter, respectful. I told you. Bruce Lee. What are you? Bruce pauses, then answers. I teach martial arts, Wing Chun, and my own system, Jeet Kune Do. Raymond has heard of Wing Chun, vaguely, some southern Chinese style, close range, but he's never seen it work, never believed it could work, not against real violence, not against someone like him. Bruce continues. You're strong. You're experienced. You've won a lot of fights. Raymond nods slowly. Bruce goes on. But you fight with your size, your strength, your anger. That works against most people, but not against someone who understands the principles, not against someone who uses your force against you. I don't understand. You will, if you want to. Bruce looks around the alley, sees the crew, sees the witnesses in the windows. This doesn't have to be the end of your reputation. This can be the beginning of your education. Raymond is silent, processing. His ego is shattered, but his intelligence is still working. This man, this Bruce Lee, just gave him a gift. He could have hurt him, could have humiliated him in front of everyone, could have destroyed him. But he didn't. He showed restraint, showed control, showed respect. You'd teach me? Raymond asks. Bruce nods. If you're serious, if you're willing to start over, willing to learn that fighting isn't about size or anger, it's about understanding. How do I find you? Junfan Gung Fu Institute, Broadway and Grant, Wednesday evenings, 7 p.m. Come if you want to learn. Bruce starts walking, toward the end of the alley, toward his original destination, the crew parts. They don't stop him, don't challenge him, don't say a word. Bruce walks past Raymond, stops beside him. You're not weak because I controlled you. You're strong because you survived it. Most people wouldn't have. Think about that. Then Bruce Lee walks out of the alley, disappears into the Chinatown night. Raymond stands there. His crew stands there. The 30 witnesses stand there. Everyone trying to process what they just saw, what just happened. How the most feared enforcer in Chinatown got dismantled by a man 95 pounds lighter. Danny finally speaks. Boss, you okay? Raymond nods slowly. Yeah, I'm okay. He's not okay. His reputation just took a hit. His invincibility just got questioned. His understanding of fighting just got shattered. But he's alive. He's uninjured. And he's been given an opportunity. The crew disperses. They won't talk about this, not openly. But the story will spread anyway. Stories always do. The witnesses won't talk either. Not to police, not to reporters. But they'll remember. They'll tell their children. They'll tell their grandchildren. The night Raymond Cheung met Bruce Lee. The night the hammer got stopped. Raymond shows up the following Wednesday, 7 p.m. exactly. Junfan Gung Fu Institute, 628 Broadway. He walks in. Bruce is there, teaching a class of 12 students. They're practicing Chi Sao, sticking hands, sensitivity training. Bruce sees Raymond enter, nods. You came. I came. You serious about learning? I'm serious. Bruce gestures to the training floor. Then let go of everything you think you know. Start from the beginning. No ego, no reputation. Just learning. Raymond trains with Bruce for 8 months, November 1969 to July 1970. He learns Wing Chun principles, learns economy of motion, learns that fighting isn't about overpowering, it's about efficiency, about understanding angles, distance, timing, about using minimal force for maximum effect. His reputation changes. He's still Raymond Cheung, still the hammer, but he's different, calmer, more controlled, more precise. He doesn't need to hurt people as much, doesn't need to prove anything. The presence is still there, the fear is still there, but it's refined now, surgical. He still collects protection for the Sui Sing Tong. That doesn't change. But he fights less, needs to fight less. People sense something different in him, something more dangerous because it's more controlled. In July 1970, Raymond leaves San Francisco, goes to Los Angeles, gets out of gang life, opens a restaurant in Monterey Park. Dim sum place, does well. He never forgets November 14, 1969. Tells his children about it years later. Tells them he met the greatest martial artist who ever lived. Tells them Bruce Lee saved his life by not taking it. The story spreads through Chinatown but remains unofficial. The 30 witnesses don't talk publicly, but they talk privately, to family, to close friends. The story becomes a legend, becomes a warning. Don't underestimate the quiet ones. Don't assume size determines outcome. Don't challenge what you don't understand. Bruce Lee rarely discusses it. When asked about street confrontations, he deflects. I teach, I don't fight. But his students know. Dan Inosanto knows. Taki Kimura knows. They were there when Raymond started training. They saw the change. They understood what happened. The 7 people who recognize Bruce Lee's name that night, they tell their version. I knew, they say. I knew Raymond made a mistake. I knew he didn't understand what he was facing. The 23 who didn't know, they learned. Learned that martial arts isn't performance, isn't movies, isn't dance. It's real. It's effective. It's devastating when applied by someone who truly understands. 30 witnesses, 7 who knew, 23 who learned, 1 who taught, and 1 whose life changed forever. November 14, 1969, Grant Avenue, between Clay and Sacramento. The night a gang leader cornered the wrong man. The night Bruce Lee walked through an alley. The night reputation met reality, and reality won.